Hey everyone, it's November 8th, and that means that if today's birthday you share with serial killer Joseph James DeAngelo, best known as the Golden State Killer, who murdered at least 13 victims in the 1970s and 80s, and that is him right over there. Born in New York in 1945, DeAngelo's family moved frequently due to his father being in the Army. While his dad was stationed in West Germany, he witnessed the sexual assault of his 7-year-old sister by two airmen, and he suffered abuse himself at the hands of his father. The family moved to the Sacramento area where he enjoyed playing baseball and attending class at school, but also breaking into homes and abusing animals as a teen. DeAngelo joined the Navy in 1964, serving on a ship for 2 years in Vietnam. Discharged in 1968, he attended college in California and became a police officer, working for multiple departments in Central California. He got engaged in 1970, but his bride-to-be broke off the pending nuptials due to his abusive behavior. She got away, but he married another woman in 1973, a marriage that lasted until after he was caught for his many murders. DeAngelo was fired from the police force in Auburn, California in 1979 when he was caught shoplifting a hammer, an incident that led to him making death threats to the police chief, after which he found work as a mechanic. His criminal history starts back in 1973 when he began engaging in a string of burglaries and sexual assaults, with his offenses spanning up and down the state. He would often steal women's underwear while ignoring valuable jewelry and cash, indicating he was doing it for the thrill instead of for financial gain. DeAngelo killed for the first time in 1975, shooting a man while attempting to kidnap his daughter, fleeing the scene on a stolen bicycle. He was nearly caught during a stakeout later that year, but managed to evade capture after shooting out the flashlight a cop was wielding. Rather than changing behavior because he feared apprehension, his crimes ramped up at that point, and he soon became known as the East Area Rapist, stalking and assaulting dozens of women in their own homes over the next 4 years in the Sacramento area. He would often force his victim to tie up their spouse before taking the woman aside to assault, then eat their food and assault her again before leaving on foot. His murders began in earnest in 1979 when he moved to Santa Barbara, with most occurring in 1980 and 81. He had escalated from just breaking in and sexually assaulting women in their homes to shooting them dead or bludgeoning them with blunt objects before he left. DeAngelo never faced scrutiny for his crimes, getting away clean except for DNA evidence he left behind back before anyone knew what that was. He made frequent phone calls to the police and victims in the late 70s and early 80s, threatening and taunting them before and after his attacks, and even called a victim in 2001, decades after he had assaulted her. Investigators had connected the rapes and murders, but had no real leads in the case until the early 2000s, when DNA evidence from cold cases was examined. They knew they had a dormant serial killer on their hands, but had no idea who it was. In 2016, a DNA sample was uploaded to a national database, and they found partial matches to distant relatives of DeAngelo. After consulting with genealogists to construct a detailed family tree, detectives obtained a DNA sample from his car handle and garbage can, both of which matched. He was finally arrested in 2018 and charged with 13 counts of murder. In 2020, DeAngelo pleaded guilty to avoid the death penalty and offered a weak apology in court before being sent to the cell where he will spend the rest of his days. The case was the subject of the 2018 book and later HBO documentary I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which helped renew interest in the case. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Joseph James DeAngelo, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.